All right, youth sport referees across the nation are packing up their whistles and quitting at record rates. Who can blame them? One report shows that 80% leave the job before their third year. One reason behind the downward spiral, the parents' behavior. Here's why.
CEFCOM 911, what is the address?
Yes, there is a fight at a children's baseball game. I need police here right away.
Okay, ma'am.
What is happening?
Is this juveniles? Is this adult?
No, it's adults.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Very upsetting.
Very upsetting indeed. When a fight broke out on the field of a youth baseball game in Jefferson County, Colorado, as a result of a call made by an umpire, just 13 years old. It was a Little League game, and the video went viral.
The specific incident happened in the Denver area involving a 13-year-old umpire named Josh Cordova. The coach was unhappy with what Josh was doing behind the plate and wanted him to change the call, and Josh just said he's not going to change the call, of course. And the next thing you know, the parents were at each other.
Barry Mano, president of the National Association of Sports Officials, says that disrespect and even attacks against officials are only getting worse.
Not a week goes by that we do not field a call in our offices from one of our members, or even a non-member sometimes, having to do with assaultative behavior.
In fact, Mano's organization surveyed sports officials across the country to find out what's really going on.
13% had been assaulted being a sports official. 47% had feared for their safety. 57% had to break up a skirmish. And 64% had to eject a spectator because of unsporting-like behavior.
I love the spirit of the game. I just love the game. It's a true game.
Bob Player has been a high school baseball umpire for 34 years on Long Island, New York.
Sportsmanship over the past several years is getting much worse on the field. It's something you almost deal with in every game in one way, shape, or form. Every single game.
He's dealt with his share of bad behavior from parents and coaches on the field, but he says he'll never give up his dream job.
A couple years ago, I was doing a high school varsity playoff series, and after myself and my crew was walking off the field, we actually had beer cans thrown at us. And we've had fathers that's coming over and berating us while we're getting changed. It's a violation.
Bob, like Barry, is concerned about the future of sports officiating. They both see umpires quitting more and more every year.
I think the verbal, physical attacks is a big part of it. Because whenever one resigns from my organization, I always reach out to them. Are you moving, or you just, what's the problem? He says, I just can't take it anymore. It's just not worth it.
You can't have games, you don't have umps or refs. Here with more sports psychologist, Dr. Leah Lagos is here. You're probably one of the few not surprised by what you just saw.
Not surprised at all. The rising intensity with teams, sports, particularly with kids, is reflected in this massive dropout rate. We're seeing a huge attrition at 13 and 14 years old because of the intensity.
Right. For the great player, they're pushed with better coaching, and perhaps eventually they'll get burnt out or quit 17 and 18 in the worst scenario. Some will go on to be Division I players. What about the good player? Is there any interest in keeping the good player in the game?
Really important question. And the fact of the matter is, the good player loses the focus on just having fun. Right. There's no reinforcement.
How do you explain this behavior, though? Parents care about their kids, I get it. But how come now we're losing perspective and I'm seeing more and more of this? I could have pulled out about 25 different referee videos. I mean, there's referees that have been killed on the field.
I know. This increasing aggression and abuse, not only to refs, but coaches and other teammates, illustrated from the parents, often reflects this rise in financial investment. But it's not only the money, Brian, it's also the investment of time.
Some strategies to calm down. You're watching your kid play. I mean, the weekend's here, it's Friday. So you're going to be watching your kid play at all different levels, all different ages. Some advice?
Some advice to parents is what I call emotional mapping. Let's prepare for it. Use it as a teaching moment that when you have to manage stress, you need strategies. Breathing, laughing, walking away on the field and getting a little exercise, and mapping it out with your child in advance to know how to respond effectively in the situation.
You know, we used to do when we see a parent acting up, I would take the kid out and the kid would walk around and tell the parent, if you don't calm down, I can't go back in the game.
It's a good teaching tool. This is a moment to teach kids and parents to come together and make a plan.
And Ivanka Trump yesterday rolled out their national youth sports strategy at the White House. The president's behind it. He knows a lot of kids are quitting. He wants them to play for about an hour, and there's more on that out there. So he understands kids got to play and get off, get out off the couch too. And the referees, leave them alone. They're not doing it for the money. Thanks so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, straight ahead. A Fox